I know people have mixed feelings about whether or not if they want to know what an artist was thinking about when they wrote a song. If you don't want to know, if you don't like knowing those things, please just move it along. All good. If you like knowing those things, I like knowing those things as an audience member for other artists. I love knowing them. A lot of it comes because I'm a songwriter. I like to know the process. I kind of like to know, what was their inspiration for writing a song. I know I have many different ways that I approach songwriting, so it's fun. I think I developed that too because I listen to so many artists talk about how they write music and how they write songs and thematically and all of that. So I know for me, I like to have a couple different approaches. I think that when it comes to my personal music, the thing that I very much do is I do a lot of meditation. I do a lot of, I'm just very existential. I just came out of the womb that way. And so I'm constantly introspective. Um, so when I have things that come up that I know that I want to like let go of, I will usually put it into a song. So I will dedicate that time to, this is the time that I'm channeling this energy out of me. I will write everything down and let it be as honest and visceral as possible. It's coming out of me. I'm put it in that song and it's not in my body anymore. So that's kind of like how I like to approach my personal songwriting. And then it's always fun to like, I love if I'm doing any briefs or any custom music. If people give like the story behind something to write through somebody else's eyes. And of course, I think for most artists, we come through still with that. Obviously, we're the one, making a channel out or whatever. So like part of us is going to be in there. For instance, on my own, I wrote for my friend's book, my friend Leann Cotton, and The Silence of Autumn. So I wrote that for her book, and I didn't know what the story was going to be about necessarily, but I just kind of wrote through what I did know. And then also a lot of me came out in it, and I like didn't know that was going to happen. But the song On My Own is for her book. I mean, I definitely really resonated with the character a lot of like wanting to just like want something more from being in one spot for a very long time. So, but the song that I wanted to share about today was Artemis. So when I wrote that song, it was in the spring last year. Like I think it was during the solar eclipse. So whenever that was, I can't remember exactly, sometime in April, I think. The solar eclipse that was like, you could see it through most of the country. We couldn't see it in here in Colorado very, like just a little bit. But I blocked off that time because I knew I wanted to just channel this energy out of me. I was really just struggling in terms of, I've talked before about just like this path in general. I had lost my business, so we were very much like just in a not good situation. And I was working so hard to really just stay dedicated to that path. And I felt like I was just like saying prayers all the time and just really trying to follow that guidance and not really sure if I was going like the right way, but having that feeling in me that I was going the right way. But you just get tired, sometimes you're just like, and so I didn't have Artemis as my like title or idea of like anything of I sort of named it Artemis out of just the homage to the archetype that I love, who is Artemis. And you have Diana. She's the same archetypes of the huntress. She's a warrior spirit. She is of the woods. She's like friends with all the woodland creatures, but she's also a warrior. And I actually have her tattooed on my arm because I love her. And I actually got this tattooed when I was really focusing on like that laser focus of like, heading towards a goal, which that all came to fruition. So I like to be very intentional about those things. I set the time to do the song. I didn't know what it was going to be like. I didn't know what was going to come out. And when it came out, I was like, oh my God, I was like, I really needed to get this out of my body. I'm very happy it's now in music form because it's intense. And it's been one of my favorite songs. Like I felt, it gives me so much peace to be able to get it out of my body and then put it into music and into sounds that make me actually feel good, as opposed to being, stuck with those feelings, just like swirling around. This is one of the reasons I talk about creativity all the time. You don't need to make, you don't need to put on Spotify or sell your art or whatever, but being able to channel your feelings out of your body, however that shows up, is part of our creative expression. Like that's the power of that as well. So anyway, that's just a little bit about Artemis. If you haven't heard it, I invite you to listen to it. It's on all the platforms. Definitely a good workout song, or if you just like need to get some energy out. So thanks for being here, and I will continue sharing more.